'Twas the morn of Thanksgiving, when I sat at my desk and looked all around at my autumny mess. Seems it was time to put it away, but maybe I could have just one more play, and glue down a bunch of this seasonal stuff, use what I can till I've had enough. For as I create, my stash will lessen, which would be a good thing if I'm confessin'. So on glue gun, on glue stick, on washi and paper, on fabric, on ribbon, on tags, and on stapler. From the start of the book, let's cover it all, then stash away, stash away, stash away all. And then I'll exclaim when it's packed out of sight, "Get out the Christmas stuff, we're startin' tonight." Hi friends, it's Amy at Doki Doki Forest. Welcome. I'm so glad you are here. Now, as you heard, something curious happened yesterday. It was Thanksgiving morning when suddenly I was struck with this urge to come up and maybe just do a little bit of glue in my autumn glue book. Well, it's not just a glue book. It seems like it right now, but hopefully it will turn into like a mixed media journal. I mean, it kind of already is. We got the twigs and this, whatever this thing is. We have some other things on here. But yeah, I was going to put away all of my autumn stuff back in the box that it goes in and put that away because I'm already thinking about Christmas and the holidays and winter and getting excited about that. And I figure everyone else is too. But before I put my stuff away, I was like, well, let me just glue some things in. Let's just have one last autumn gluing session to close out November, and then we'll jump right into winter and Christmas and switch over. So I wanted to do hashtag Flip Through Friday today, and that is hosted by Kristina over at Kristina's Shack. I'll link her below. Check out her channel. Check out the hashtag, and you can see all the other creators that are sharing different projects and things that they're working on. And you can do it too. Just be sure to use the hashtag and tag Kristina so that way everyone can find you. So this I shared with you before. You've seen the cover where I had this magazine, and Harmony over at Harmony's Creations had given me the suggestion of gluing twigs and using paint on the cover. So I took it and ran with it, and I absolutely love this cover. So thank you again, Harmony, and check out her channel for sure to see lots and lots of creative, fun gluing and journals that she makes, and just absolutely stunning. I wanted to show you too. Here's my journal from last year. I used a little tiny, one of those little tiny composition notebooks. You can get them at the Dollar Tree. They come in like a 3-pack. And I used this last year to make a little mini journal. And that was lots of fun. I enjoyed doing that. I shared that on this channel. But this year I'm using a magazine. So we're working with a bigger size. The other thing I wanted to say too was that I did do a couple of these pages with my patrons over on my Patreon. And at that time, I had said, you know, that would be the end of this book and gluing in here for this year. So it's funny how everything can just change in a day or two, depending on your mood and what you look at and what kind of inspiration strikes. So this I was not expecting to create it again, but here we go. So on this side, you'll see some mushrooms in the forest. And these I photocopied from a book about mushrooms. And then I just backed them on some cardstock. It was like a seltzer box. I just glued them on there and cut it out. And then I added some sparkly Mod Podge. Yep, I think you can see that. And these are glued just at the bottom for the most part. That one's the side. And then there's this one back here too. So that way you could tuck things in there. So we have a little gnome who's in there. And we have an owl, a barred owl peeking in. Now I should cut this off or cover that up, but you know. I just haven't yet. And then this was a piece of felt from, I believe it was Michael's. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but I picked that up. So you can tuck that back in there. And these guys can peek at you. Oh, and there's a little lady down here that's playing a leaf flute. And you'll see a couple more of those characters in the book. But I thought she looked like a little fairy, you know, over by the toadstool. And this journal is a mix of everything. So here you have a card here. Small seeds of gratitude will produce a harvest of hope. So because it has apples, I was going with an apple theme here because this journal is covering all kinds of things from Thanksgiving to pumpkins to apples, anything that reminds me of the fall, including my favorite cookies, Malamars. I love these things. It's like a s'mores, basically. And it's got marshmallow, the like graham cracker, but it's a soft kind of cookie at the bottom. And then covered in chocolate. Love these. They're only out at the fall, so I had to include some of the box in this journal. So inside there's all different apple pictures. And then this is a little flip here, a little envelope with a deer and some apples. And, we got like our apple cider donuts. And then in here, I sometimes keep this packaging. So these were pumpkin biscottis we tried from Trader Joe's. So I just kept that little tag and added some random stuff. Maybe that's your ticket to go into the autumn forest. Hear the autumn concert, all the birds singing. And then some more apple pictures on here. And this I didn't want to glue down because I wanted to be able to see the Malamar box, but I just made that a flip and then glued some stuff on the back, including some painty papers that I made and this apple picture. And there's all washi all throughout as well. And then you turn that, and this is a little tuck spot. And this little leaf keeps ripping off. I glued it back on, but you know, it's on there for now. And I'll have to go through too and glue because I don't know about you. I've been using this Scotch Permanent glue stick, but I find that it's always lifting up. So I don't know what's going on with that. But I have to say that this is not my favorite glue. And then over here we have a book page that I just sprayed with a bunch of these Lindy's Starburst sprays. And then I ripped it up and just used it to decorate the side there. Fresh cider and some washi again there that I used a little bit of paint on top just to take down that white because it was like white washi. And then this is just packaging, but I added them like little index tabs. They're just in there randomly though. They're not like pointing out anything in particular. All right, and then we have Autumn is Here. This is a package, again, from Trader Joe's, vanilla pumpkin, hand soap, and lotion. And I made that so it's a little, well, it's already a little window right there. And you can see the blue jay with the peanut. And then you can flip that open. And this was some paper I made, I don't know if it was last year or the year before. I've lost track of time. But it was this sticker paper. And I used it on the gel plate. And then I did some stamping on top. So I stuck that on there. Look at this washi with the little mole family living underground. I love this washi so much. And I love it too because it's vertical. So the pattern is, you know, going this way, which is nice because a lot of times I feel like, at least in my collection, my washi is all like horizontal. You can still put it vertical, but, you know, I just love that this one's made to go that way. A bunch of painty papers here. You'll see these throughout. This was inspired by Care over at My Take at the Lake. She was using her fun sprays, and so I was doing a similar thing, but again, instead of using fun sprays, I was using these Lindy's sprays just because I already had them. They've been sitting around here for a couple of years, and I wanted to use them up. And that's sort of my theme with this whole thing is like use stuff up, you know, glue things down, washi tape, sprays, painty paper, stickers, anything. And then we have some nuts over here, some autumn nuts. We have hazelnuts, walnuts, and sweet chestnuts. And then you have some information over here about how to store them or help them to ripen. And this little chipmunk he's not getting any autumn nuts, I don't think, but he's got plenty of seeds in there. And same with this chickadee, harvesting some sunflower seeds right from the source. This page is just a glue book page, but I had so much fun making this. This is one of the ones I did over on my Patreon channel. And unfortunately, it got this big wrinkle in there. So it wasn't there when I was originally gluing, but yeah, I don't know, I messed something up. But this was really fun. I love all of these colors together, and we're thankful for. So this is like a Thanksgiving sort of page. And then here's a nice walk along a beautiful river, just taking in the sights of the forest all around. I have some leaves, little wooden leaves I glued on to this coffee bag. This is my favorite coffee, autumn maple coffee. This one's from Trader Joe's. I actually prefer the one from a maple barn, and I wrote about that here. And then over here in the center, we have Maple Mania with some facts all about maple. And the magazine likes to give, I think this is from Birds and Blooms, right? That does this. They have the numbers, and then you look at it and it will give you a fact. So in this case, they're facts about maple. So for 100, some maples can grow more than 100 feet tall. Then we get into some pumpkin pages. We have this pumpkin postcard that flips out here. So I just tried to find some pictures that had pumpkins to kind of go with the theme, and then just covered it in some of this washi tape on the top and bottom. And then we have a quote here. Summer passes into autumn in some unimaginable point of time, like the turning of a leaf. From Henry David Thoreau. And then this was an insert from a magazine that's actually like a puzzle. I didn't attach it yet. I just kind of have it resting in here because I figured, you know, maybe someone in the future will want to cut this out, or maybe I'll cut this out and I'll make a little pocket I can put the pieces in. But for right now, I'm just including it with the pumpkin pages. And then I randomly just taped in these Trader Joe's Fearless flyers. So I have fall 2023 and fall 2024, and they just are funny because, you know, they tell you all the new things, which I love because we usually try a lot of their seasonal things. And then they oftentimes will have like little funny things that they write underneath, like over here, pumpkins and apples and maple. Oh my, little Wizard of Oz reference. And then over here, it says like, that's one small price for an orange pumpkin, one giant deal for pumpkin kind. So it's just kind of like all throughout, they have these funny things. And then like Trader Joe picked a peck of picante peppers. She says, sheesh, try saying that headline 3 times fast. So I just love how Trader Joe's has a lot of fun coming up with all these puns. And then there's like the shopping list. I just think that this is stuff that will be something interesting to look at in the future. You know, see what was there. You know, what did we enjoy getting? What do we look forward to? What was on our shopping list? Not that I checked it off, but I probably will. I'll go in and check those off. So that way it's, you know, it's kind of like a time capsule, which is something I like to think about when I make my journals like this, you know, including some things. Like even this trash is all a time capsule because Trader Joe's will sometimes discontinue things just randomly, you know, something you really love, and then it's just discontinued and you're like, no. So this could go away, or, you know, the packaging could completely change. So it's nice to see what it looked like here, because, I mean, look at these watercolor pumpkins. Like, that is beautiful. Like, you could look at that, go grab your watercolor, and, like, do something similar. But, like, I didn't even, I mean, the hand cream's really good. It's right here on my desk. This stuff is awesome, and it smells amazing. But I think I would have bought this for the packaging, even if it was something I didn't want. We've got our pumpkins over here. Look at this. Look at this. There was an article about this man, and he carves pumpkins, like, but look at the detail. It's really cool. And then look at this. This is a good idea. Pumpkin toss. Just get, I mean, I don't know where you get the rings from, but, you know, try to get them on the stem there. And then you flip this, And we have some candles here, some pumpkins at the bottom. And again, some little washi there. We've got some little squirrels there, some deer at the top. And then this is just another picture of pumpkins. And I just did a little watercolor there. And then here's our little squirrel out and about driving around the farm. Oh, and here's another one of those tabs. This is from the washi tape box. So I just stuck it in there. I'll probably cover this up. But I don't know. It's kind of fun to have the tabs. And then here's some pages here. I actually really love how this owl looks in the wreath. There were words there that I wanted to cover up. And it's just perfect. He's just the right size. And I love the way he's looking over here. Maybe he's wondering where these feathers came from. I don't know. And then we have a bluebird over here, which may seem strange in a fall book, but I actually just saw a bluebird a week ago, so they're still here. And then a little place setting that I put, there were some words there I wanted to cover up. And a little piece of washi there with a cute little chipmunk. And there's still some room, by the way. Like, of course, this journal's by no means done. This is just done for this year. But there's plenty of space. I can paint, I can write, doodle, add some more stuff. But sometimes it's just great to get like all the pages covered and, you know, started. Now this is like the Thanksgiving feast page, like tableware, getting ready. These were all plates. I made it into like a flip. And then we have our Thanksgiving hues over here, all the colors. And then over here, we're getting ready for guests. We're setting the table. We have these cool, fancy plates. The squirrel has baked some acorn cookies. There's one on the plate there for you. There's the turkey salt and pepper shakers. And the blue jay is here again. He shows up everywhere. Anywhere there's like peanuts, he's there. He'll show up and eat them. And the squirrel's also enjoying them. So this is their little Thanksgiving feast here. And these were just all different. This is like an original image. And then I glued this one, and then this plate, and these plates, and this fox plate, and the acorn plate, and the cookie. So, you know, it's kind of fun. You know, you have that first layer on, and, you know, I kind of had a theme with the plates. And then every time I found a plate picture that I had saved, I was like, well, I know where I'm going to stick that. And I would put it on there. And this one is just painty paper, and it just has the two images for now, but I love this. I feel like this is like a magic door that she's going to go through. I have a thing where I seem to love doing magical doors or portals, magical something that takes you to another world. That's like a very common theme for me. And then again, this is another painty paper. And yeah, this is another one I did with my patrons. I mean, I did a bunch of these, this one too. But yeah, so I have a tree out front that has berries that the birds absolutely love. The waxwings come and eat them all. The robins come and eat them all. I didn't have a picture of a robin, but if I find one, I should stick that in here because that's who we have that eat the berries. I haven't seen a chickadee eat the berries, but, you know, we still see them this time of year. And then we have a quote over here. Autumn glows upon us like a splendid evening. It is the very sunset of the year. And that's from Mary Russell Mitford. And yeah, I just want to show you the squirrel washi down there with the berries. And then I thought if I find more pictures of berries or something, I can put them here. Or maybe not, because I do like seeing this painty paper background too. Again, another painty paper. And then I found images that just happen to match this, including this little picture of nighttime tones. They're all beautiful autumn colors. I just absolutely love that. And this would be something to where, oh, I keep finding little scraps, little scraps in my book. But yeah, this I would add to, you know, as I go, or I think I would like to paint around this, like maybe a little gold frame or something like that to help it stand out, because it does have like these really cool leaves, but they kind of really blend in with the background. So yeah, so there's definitely some more space there to put something. Here we're going to go for a nice walk or perhaps a train ride. You can take a magical train. Of course, everything's magical. We have our leaf peeping colors. So here's a color wheel of all different colors. This is actually really helpful too, because if you are painting, you can look at this and try to mix some of these colors, or, you know, this is helpful too if you wanted to make a glue book and then you have like different colors. You could do like an autumn colors glue book and try to find images that match these colors for each page. So, you know, it's the kind of weather now where you have to wear some layers. You may have to wear a scarf or a hat some days. And she's just chugging along, going for her walk. I love that image of the leaf with the dewdrop on there. Welcome to a world away. We're going to take this path. And this is a northern flicker. We have these. So I wanted to include that bird, and it was just the right shape to cover up the hard edge from this picture here. Had a hard edge there. So I like to cover those up if I can. I don't always, obviously, like, you know, I have a lot of them over here. But if I can, I like to have that because I feel like it helps blend everything all together. And then look at these little bears, just roly-poly bears down there. That's some origami paper. And then over here, I didn't do too much. Again, I really like this image. So the only thing I did was add, like, here's another guy, one of those people that's playing an instrument. So this is another little fairy perhaps, but he's playing his cello. And then here's one down here playing the trumpet. And then we just have some other fall scenery kind of pictures that went along with this story. And then this washi at the bottom, because there were some words down here, the name of the magazine and stuff like that. So I found this blue washi that I had that has like oak leaves and squirrels. So it goes pretty well down there. Some more fall foliage, and again, another painty paper. This time was a crayon resist, where I drew with crayon first and then sprayed. And we have some jokes up here. So we have these two leaves, and the winning, or not the winning, these were the captions you could choose from to win. So we have, it's not you, it's November. Or, I'll wait for you on the car. Or, seems to me you have problems letting go. So you could tell me which one is your favorite. What would you have voted for? Which caption do you like the best? And then this is another little flip here. And I just covered the back. It was like an Amica ad. I just covered it with painty paper. And again, to be continued. I could put something there. There's a little chipmunk washi over there as well. And then we have this cute little picture of a hedgehog and an acorn enjoying their time outside. It's like Alice in Wonderland, maybe. Instead of painting the roses red, they're painting the green apples red. And then instead of the white rabbit, you have the hedgehog. A mourning dove nestled into some leaves there. And then over here, I loved this image of the wolf in the leaves. So I backed it and made it a little tuck spot. And then I found some little fox papers that I tucked in there. These are little postcards, two different designs. And I know they're foxes, not wolves. I don't really have much with wolves on it. I feel like I have stationery that has foxes, but not usually wolves. And then another little piece of washi at the bottom there. Some chestnuts and pine cones and acorns, leaves. And then this is a simple 2-page spread right now. You know, just glued one big image in here and then some washi in the middle, painty paper here. This was a leaf that I had taped down and then sprayed all around and then lifted the leaf off. And then, yeah, just a bird and a squirrel right now. I think this would be good to put some words in. I feel like I could write something in here. And then we have these pages, and we have F for fall, of course. What were you thinking? And here's a nice little cozy nook here. So we have some books. I added a little bit of painty paper here. Again, some washi at the bottom and on the side. And then there were some words here and the arrow. I did not do that arrow. That was there. So I covered it up with this little mushroom tag, and probably I'll find something that I can put here as well. And just a beautiful scene on this side, but I would like to add something. I don't know what. And then shiny washi at the bottom. A little forest there. Another one of those little random tags as I rip it off. See, I got a glue there again. This glue, I find it always lifts. That's okay. Now we're on a similar 2-page spread. Again, we have more of that painty paper with the leaves that I had sprayed. And we have a full page magazine image here and a little bit of washi in the middle and at the bottom. And it says, "Every leaf speaks bliss to me, fluttering from the autumn tree." And that's from Emily Bronte. And then over here, I just glued an envelope. So this is all little mushies. I drew a little face on that one. And cover a brown coat with fake fall foliage and glue in place. So if you want to walk around and be camouflaged, then I guess that's what you can do. And then you can open the envelope, and inside we have a little card here. It says, "Keep growing together." Cute little mushies. And I just put some origami paper here with little squirrels and pine cones. And then I just did some watercolor there. And then on these pages, we have like a cozy home, like fire sort of set up here, like fireplace, a nice little cozy fire going. This is a little belly band right here. I don't think I've ever made one before. Maybe I have. I don't think so. But I had this strip of painty paper, and it was just perfect for gluing there. And then I have this little bird that I glued on top. And then tucked in here is this page from the magazine that I thought was really cool. So on one side, it's Know Your Stoves, 5 variations on the wood stove and why some are better than others. And then on the other side, it's First Time Swinger. So it's all about how to chop your wood properly. So I thought that goes just perfect with the theme here. So we have a little fireplace here, maybe some drinks by the fire, a little autumn candle. This was just something I glued up there because I wanted to use up the space, and it was the perfect size and shape, and it's got these autumnal colors. It must have been like a rug or something like that. And then this tucks in there. And over here we have our pups getting nice and cozy. I added the tree stump to cover up some words that were there. And then there was a little blurb up here as well. So I covered it with this image again of like coziness. We got blankets and the fireplace and candles, a little hint of pumpkin there. And this I did again over on Patreon. But yeah, this is a little flip here so you can see the bird. But I loved the pink in here because that's not usually a color that I see or associate with fall. So these are corn husks, and then the corn, after it was removed, they painted the husks, and then inside they put these painted beads to look like the corn. So that's a pretty cool craft. And here's another craft. We have a turkey here made from probably a toilet paper roll and a paper plate and some feathers, and you know, this fun little project for the kids. And then this I thought matched the colors over here. We've got the blues and the pinks, and it says Autumn Wildlife Adventures. I made that a little pocket, and then inside we have this picture of these animals enjoying a nice fall meal together. And again, I liked that it had the colors that we have here and here. And then in the back, I just glued this picture of a fox, and this was a piece of painty paper as well. And again, picking up that blue and pink throughout. And then over here we have Happy Holidays, Let the Cozy Commence. And these, again, are just more cozy pictures. This was my drop cloth, my drop paper that I had underneath while I was doing my sprays, and then I would just roll off the brayer. If I used a brayer, I would just roll it off on here. So this is kind of the catch-all but I love how it looks. So I thought it was a good background, especially if we're getting cozy and all that. And then over here is another Trader Joe's packaging. We have pumpkin pancake and waffle mix. And this is a big hit at the house along with their pumpkin muffin mix. And then I just glued on this pumpkin pie and this corn wreath. I added just a little piece of painted paper to cover up the code there, the UPC code. And then you open it up, and this is kind of like a little fall dinner party, I guess, a little outdoors kind of dinner party. Again, some more of that book paper that I just sprayed and painted. This is a ribbon from, oh, that's a little extra. This is a little ribbon from Harmony at Harmony's Creations. And this paper is from Harmony as well. It's really beautiful and it feels amazing. And then I have this lady, she's raking leaves. And she looks like she's really enjoying it. And actually, I love, oh no, you know what she's doing? She's out there with her little boy and she's having a good time with him. He's probably jumping in right after she made a leaf pile. Good times. Then just a couple of stickers, pumpkin pie. We've got another owl checking you out. And you close that up. And the back cover here is a pumpkin pie cover. I know it has the writing all over it, and I don't know who, I think my son wrote this. It says Best Buy, and someone wrote 5187. Like, no, I have not been holding on to this since 1987, but I just thought that was funny, so I left it. And here we have the tag from Trader Joe's, November 26th. But this was a pumpkin pie we got last year, and it's big. Another big hit at the house. And you can flip that down. You can see this scenery here of the house. And, you know, this little, like, farm stand out front. Like, how cute is that? You can see the leaves just starting to turn here because there's still some green there. But, yeah, then you can fold that up so you can still get a little glimpse. And it says pumpkin pie, and you can see the pumpkins. And, again, I'm leaving this just because I feel like that's a little piece of history right there. So I'm gonna leave that. This thing, I don't know if you can see, but this thing has gotten pretty chunky. I put some tape here on the spine to try to like help it out. But I am really excited. I am so happy I was able to glue so much stuff in here. Now I don't have as much to put away. And next year I can continue gluing in here. And when I open up my fall box, I won't be overwhelmed. You know, it's like there's a manageable amount of stuff now, which is good. So thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you again soon. And we'll be doing winter and Christmas. Bye for now.